Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is August the 25th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in and welcome to the show. Today, we are going to talk about why you don't want to be, you're either going to be top either going to be number one or nothing at all. Okay. And the reason why I say that is today we're going to talk about a little bit about SEO, and we're going to talk about a little bit about business in general, talking about pricing and things of that nature. Now, first things first, we're going to talk about SEO. SEO, for those that don't know, search engine optimization. And when you are doing search engine optimization, if you have a website, if you have a YouTube channel, whatever you have, doesn't matter. When people go on the Googles, the Bings, the um, the Yahoos or whatever, you want to rank on the first page because a lot of people are lazy. And we both know a lot of people do not go to the second, the third, the fourth page, the fifth page, the sixth page. When you're doing SEO and you have a website, doesn't matter what website it is, doesn't matter what it's for. But whatever the category is, you want to rank at the top. You want to be top of the page. You want to be on the first page. It's the most important thing. Now, I will give you an example. I had a website. I had to shut it down. It wasn't the best website. It was a good starting point and all that good stuff. But anyway, it never quite ranked number one. It was because number one, I didn't know enough about search engine optimization to make it rank that high. It would rank maybe second, third, fourth page, things of that nature. But one thing that I started to do is because my page wasn't going to be, and one of the keys that you can do about a website is make sure you have a name. Don't try to get too cute. Make sure you have a great name for your website, whether it be your name or it be another name, but make sure that the name that you have is associated with what you are trying to do. One of the first mistakes that I made. The name of my website used to be The Lousy Driver. Now, what does that have to do with anything? What if I'm talking to you about internet marketing? Do you think lousy driver? What do you think? No, you think about driving and whatnot. So that was a terrible. That was mistake number one. It was one of my first mistakes. And another mistake I made was we didn't write enough content on the page. We wrote some I wrote a lot in the beginning. Yes, some did gain some traction, but I wasn't as consistent as I needed to be as far as writing the content. And another thing is I didn't upload the podcast as fast as I should. I should have started uploading podcasts, but I didn't know. I didn't know at the time that you could upload podcasts to the website, and I didn't really know how to do that. So a lot of it was learning. Some of it was a little ignorance, but I think the main thing was, and the headlines were kind of bad. I've had to learn about headlines. Had to learn about the name of the website. There's a lot of things that some in the beginning, you make mistakes, but I'm here to tell you, you can. There's a few different ways you can go about it. Okay, now one thing you can do that will help you with the SEO, if you want to get your name out, if you personally want to get your name out there in the internet world, and if you don't have a website, one thing you can do, you can use somebody else's. Now, what I started doing was not only would I write on my website, but I would write on Medium, because Medium has a higher SEO rank than I'm ever going to have, for my website at the time, So I would take any article that I wrote on the website and I would try to put it on Medium, under my name. And then that way, if somebody typed in, Tony Rizzano, it would pop up. You know what I mean? It would pop up on the first page a lot faster than my website. So that's one trick that you can do. If you don't have a website or you don't want a website, you can always go to a place where you can write stuff like Reddit or Medium or wherever you want to, and try to get your name out there. It's about marketing, and the more you get your name out there, the more traction you get. This also helps. Let's say you start getting a following. No matter what you do, you start to get a following. Then you start writing articles. You write more articles or whatever you want to do. You just start doing podcasts. You will get more people. You can take these people and take them from spot A to spot B to spot C. It's a lot better than starting from, because you don't want to start everything from scratch. Like one time, the first thing you're going to do, of course, you're going to start from scratch. But after that, you do not want to start everything you do from scratch. That is very hard to do. So this is why you should, it doesn't matter which platform you use. It doesn't matter what you do, but you want to start off with one, and you want to focus on that, and you want to build it, and you want to grow it. Whether it be a YouTube, whether it be a podcast, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you do, build up a base, then take them to other places and tell people, hey, I wrote this article, or hey, I've done this YouTube video, check it out. And you will start off. I knew a guy, he was on Facebook for a long time, yelling at people and all this kind of stuff about starting a business and everything, which is whatever, doesn't matter. But one thing he did that was pretty smart. He kept telling people he was going to start a YouTube channel. And before he even uploaded his first video, he had 100 like subscribers, to his YouTube channel. So that's pretty smart. I looked at that and I was like, wow, well, that's a lot better when I'm, because I have a YouTube channel, but it has like 8 people, because I don't yell enough about it. I gotta do better with that. But he did that and it worked for him. And if you have a bunch of followers somewhere, you can tell them, hey, go look at this, go look at that. It was a girl, she wrote one article on Medium. She had a big following somewhere, TikTok, on one of these places. She wrote one article, and she made like $4,000 from the article, just because she told all her followers, go read it, And at the time, Medium, before they changed their pay structure, you could, if as long as people was reading your stuff, they would, pay you from the eyeballs that read the article. So she made like $4,000, which is cool, Me myself, I wish I had that to go on, I gotta, but it is what it is. And so, that helps with it. That helps with your search engine optimization. If you don't have a website, go to different places and work it from there, and use the mediums of the world or the YouTube, because YouTube is a search engine at the end of the day. So use YouTube, and then people type in your name will pop up, boom, 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 So that's if you don't have a website, or if you don't want a website, if you don't want the headache of building a website, because building a website is hard work. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be the first one to tell you, the sometimes it depends on the person you meet, but the amount you pay sometimes can be the result of what you're gonna get. I spent $100 and my website looked like it cost $100. It wasn't the greatest in the world. But so for my next website, which I'm gonna build, I'm going to put money into it because I want it to look nice. I want it to look interactive. I want it to be quick. I want it to be great. So, we're going to spend a little more than the $100 budget I had the last time. So, that's that. But building a website is cool. Building a website is a good place for people to find you, just in case, things shut down, just in case your YouTube channel shut down or anything like that. So, in the beginning, do you need a website? No. But do you want a website eventually? Yeah, you want one. Just so, a website is like a bookmark on the internet. It's like a house, like an apartment, and somebody can find, if you get canceled or whatever, you can always have a place where people can go and find you. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. But it doesn't matter what you do. You want to rank first on a page. It doesn't matter what kind of website you build. Doesn't matter what kind of things you want to do. You want to rank first. At the best, you want to rank second, maybe. But in order to do that, you're going to need content. You're going to need good content, and you're going to need some strong marketing. And you want to get yourself out there. You want to have a great marketing plan. I told you yesterday, there's a book that I read by Dan Kennedy, The Ultimate Marketing Plan. I highly recommend it. It will help you jog some things that you want to do. Keep a piece of paper, well, not a piece of paper, but keep a notebook and start writing down things that you want to do. Have a direct plan about your future as it comes to internet marketing. What do you want to do? What is your ultimate goal? Because without a strong plan, you're gonna just drive around and drive around and drive around in a circle of mud. You know what I mean? You're gonna be stuck for a while until you find really what you want to do. And it might take a little while. For some people, it's gonna take a short amount of time. For some people, it's gonna take longer than that. But it doesn't matter as long as eventually you find out what you want to do. And now and so we talked about the search engine optimization. You want to try to rank first on the first page as much as possible. And there's tips and there's tricks and there's plenty of books that you can find about ranking high. I just told you one. Instead of, if your website's not ranking as fast as you wanted to, which it could take some time, use another platform to put your articles. Put your articles on Twitter, put your articles on Facebook, put your articles on Medium, put your articles, anywhere that you can put your articles. Upload your videos on your YouTube channel, upload your videos anywhere else. And then when people type in your name, the stuff will pop right up. Okay, so keep that in mind. And now we're going to talk about pricing. And there's something that I was watching I think I was up early. Well, my daughter, she doesn't sleep. She sleeps during the day. She doesn't sleep at night. So me and my wife spent a lot of time up at 2:00 in the morning the last 3 or 4 weeks. So this weekend I was up and I saw where this track and field star in America, Sha'Carri Richardson, she ran a race and she came in last, which it is what it is, you know what I mean? And she did a post match interview, and she was barking at people, and she said she's the sixth fastest in the world, which for track and field that is excellent. But for your business, being the sixth best at anything is not great. It's like you don't want to be the sixth lowest price person. Walmart has that on lock. Walmart, they're like, we're number one. We're the number one discount people, blah, 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 blah. So if you can't be number one when it comes to low prices, you can't be the Dollar Tree, you can't be Walmart, then try to get the most money you can. You don't want to go over the top expensive, but you might as well put a nice price tag on it. You don't want to be the third lowest. You don't want to be the fourth lowest. You don't want to be the sixth lowest. You either gonna be the lowest or charge what you can, and make the most money possible. Prices, never be ashamed about what you charge. If you think, and of course we all know, it's just like when you work, you do the most work when you're on lower end on the spectrum, and you do less work as you go up, but you get paid more. That's because you are seen as more valuable to the program, to the outfit. I remember when I was working temp services, and one of the worst jobs I ever had was scooping up kitty litter into a bucket, scooping it up from one barrel and putting it into another so they could use it for, it was the tidy cats thing. And so we would just take the shovel, and boom, boom. And I remember I saw this guy that I knew, and he was on the forklift, and they was like, "Hey, how much you making, man?" Uh, being from a small town, you can just ask people that. And he was like, I'll make like $20 an hour, And we was like, we getting paid $7 an hour and we doing all the backbreaking work. And he's driving around on the forklift, cruising around making $20 an hour. And I was like, hey, he's more valuable than us. They're gonna hire, if we quit today, they'll just hire more people in to scoop up the kitty litter next week. It's one of those, it's not very difficult to do. You know what I mean? It's not tough. It's a very simplistic job. You know what I mean? So, this is why whenever you get the skills, whenever you get the knowledge, you start charging a fair price. And I have a book. It's called Confessions of a Price Man, and by, I think it's David Price. Let me look this up. I'm gonna look this up quick for you. I bought the book. I haven't quite read it yet, but I'm going to read it. Great one. So yes, it's Confessions of a Pricing Man. There you go. Yeah, Confessions of the Pricing Man: How Price Affects Everything by Herman Simon, and it just talks about pricing and charging people and all that kind of stuff. So you want to, because listen, we both know at the end of the day, it's a lot. Let's say you have a course. You know, it's a lot easier to sell $1,000 course to 10 people than it is to sell $100 course to 100 people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is. And the higher you go up with the price, the less you have to sell. But of course, if you're going to charge people $1,000, make sure you just don't have a bunch of BS in your programs. Okay, make sure you are giving them meat and potatoes, because that's what people need. That's what people are paying for. Make sure people can use this stuff and apply this stuff so they can start making money. Because the more that you do that, if you charge $1,000 and you give them a great price, and if they make, the money's worth, they are going to talk about you like you're a god. You know what I mean? And the best kind of customers are referrals, because they are looking to spend. If somebody tells them about your program and they say how great your program is, then they're going to come to you with your wallet open. And that's, at the end of the day, eventually you want. The hardest thing is getting the first sale. But once you get sales after sales after sales, then you start getting a reputation. Then people start loving your products. And then you can sort of, I wouldn't say the word escape, but you can focus more on promoting the product, telling people about the product, and you can get more and more customers, and you'll get more referrals. So, you know, it'll be a lot better, because the hardest thing to do is sell somebody the first time. But if somebody comes to them and say, "Hey, this guy has a great program, you should buy it," of course they're gonna buy it from you. You know what I mean? They're gonna come with the wallet more open. So referrals are great. So keep that in mind. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. If you haven't already, um, you should definitely sign up for the email list. I will leave the link, because we are doing emails every day. I did 3 emails today, sent it to the people. For right now, the emails, we're just talking about the podcast, but we will start doing more emails. We'll start doing more email marketing. We'll start doing more email promotion about the podcast and everything else that we have going on here in the Online Marketing Moves, family. And yeah, we are we are going to start doing more and doing more. So I want you to be a part of it. So go ahead, sign up for the email list, and we will be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening, and as always, everybody, peace.